Washington probably didn't see this coming. Canada is fighting back against US tariffs, and Washington is calling it a China-style counterattack. On August 22nd, Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney announced that Canada would impose matching tariffs on a range of US goods, including steel, dairy products, appliances, farm equipment, paper, and electronics. The move came after the US imposed 50% tariffs on about $20 billion worth of Canadian goods. But here's what makes this interesting. Canada is a NATO member, part of the Five Eyes alliance, and one of America's closest allies. Yet when Washington raised tariffs, Ottawa chose retaliation over simply taking the hit. U.S. Trade Representative Jameson Greer criticized Canada's move as the kind of things that China would do, putting Canada and China in the same category as countries retaliating against U.S. tariffs. But what exactly is China-style about this? Matching tariffs with tariffs? Defending national interests? Using trade rules to justify countermeasures? None of these are uniquely Chinese. They are basic principles of international trade. If one side imposes unilateral restrictions, the other side can respond. And Canada's move shows that this logic is spreading beyond China. There's another problem Washington may be underestimating: supply chains. The US and Canada are deeply integrated economically, with roughly $2.5 billion in goods and services crossing their border every day. So tariffs don't just hurt Canada, they can also raise costs for American companies, disrupt supply chains, and ultimately push up prices for American consumers. That's the paradox of protectionism. You can't simply build a tariff wall and expect global supply chains to disappear. So perhaps the real question isn't, why is Canada responding like China? It's this: why is US trade policy producing more countries that feel they have to respond like China? Open trade requires equality and reciprocity. No country can expect to make all the rules while everyone else simply follows them.